I'm Nicole Kasperzik.
I'm Sandra Devanish, and you're watching Pin Drop. On today's show, we'll be giving you an inside look at the University of New Haven students' favorite places in the tri-state area.
New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut are home to over 1,000 attractions for people to explore.
We'll show you some hidden gems around the region.
Let's see where the pin drops first.
Hi, I'm Kayra and welcome to my favorite place, Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York. Williamsburg is a neighborhood in New York City's borough of Brooklyn. It serves as a hub for contemporary music, a large hipster culture, and a strong art community.
I like the different types of people that come into Williamsburg. Like, it's so diverse and you get to see like different people and like just different cultures. It's just like a big hub of cultures.
On weekends, you can find many local street vendors and meet many local artists.
Williamsburg is mostly an artist and artist neighborhood. It's used to be a lot more local businesses, and I like Williamsburg. If I really didn't like Williamsburg, I wouldn't be here. I'm an artist, so that's one of the reasons I hang in this area. There's a lot of family-owned restaurants, pretty good prices. But here in Williamsburg, you think about art, independent musicians, which is a big part of Williamsburg to make Williamsburg. Artists, buying books instead of some expensive bookstore, and street vendors and musicians and artists is the most important thing of this area, and that's what should be kept here for a long time. I just don't want to see the flavor taken out of the WB.
Flavor is something Williamsburg will never lose. Between the street vendors, art, and bold culture, Williamsburg will forever be one of a kind. Thank you so much for coming with me to my favorite place, Williamsburg, NYC.
With the warm weather coming to an end, students are finding themselves spending time outdoors for one last time. The tri-state area has a lot to offer. Our first pin drop takes us to New Haven's East Rock and Painters Park to admire the fall foliage and hiking trails.
In the city of New Haven and town of Hamden, a 425-acre park known as East Rock provides visitors with scenic views, rich history, and plenty of activities. For me, East Rock is a way to escape the chaos the city provides. The park features numerous walking trails, parks, fields, and gardens. But perhaps the park's most prominent feature is its 366-foot summit, giving guests breathtaking views.
This is my first time here, and I really like it here. It's got a really pretty view. It's really relaxing, and I just find it so calm to just stroll around and just hang out with family and friends. And you can see really far from here. You pretty much see the entire city, and I can't wait to come back next year.
Atop the summit is the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, a memorial dedicated to those from the New Haven area that gave their lives in war. Constructed in 1887 and standing at 112 feet tall, the monument is visible from miles away and the Long Island Sound.
I've been coming here for years, and it's just like really nice and quiet. It's a really easy way to get away from like the hustle and bustle, and it's been here for a while, so it's got a lot of like rich history, so it's kind of why I like coming here.
No matter what time of year it is, guests can always count on East Rock to provide them with breathtaking views and a nice quiet place away from the city.
Dunbar Hill Company 8 is one of 3 volunteer fire companies in the town of Hamden. Volunteers here work alongside the paid department at fire scenes and brush fires. This station was constructed in 1926 and yields a lot of history. Let's take a closer look. The current building was planned by a group of members of the Dunbar Hill District in Hamden from the basement of Dunbar Hill School, about a quarter mile away. By 1927, the building was finished, and by 1928, it had received its first apparatus. Among the members that started the association was Mr. William Hindinger. There's an interesting history behind the Hindingers, and I talked to a descendant of the very first president of the Fire Association.
Well, I'm the captain here, and I've been the captain here for a while, but it's a lineage that we followed for quite a long time. My great-grandfather was the first president here of the association, and then it followed where my grandfather was president of the association and a captain as well, and my father was a captain as well. Everett Warner, who lived right up the street, back in, I think it was 1926, donated the lands for this firehouse to be here. I remember going to a lot of brush fires with my dad, because don't forget, when you join at 16, my dad was probably only 40 or whatever he was. So, he was still very active as a firefighter as well.
There didn't seem to be a shortage of people who knew about the department and its history or had direct ties to the department.
My father, Robert Schneider, he was a volunteer and he loved his fire department. I mean, he was involved as much as he could. I remember when I was around 12 or 13, he used to take me to the brush fires with him. He wouldn't let me get out of the truck, but I used to watch them do it. It was just so exciting.
The volunteers here also have a history of fun competition.
They would have the field days at Brooksville Park, and he looked forward to that every year, doing the competitions. Everyone got involved. They did pretty good.
I was always a pretty busy guy, so I never went to a lot of those field days, but they were held quite a bit all around this community, not just Hamden, but in surrounding communities as well, and they still do. It's definitely for the younger people. I'm a little over the hill now. But yeah, it's a lot of fun too. It's a lot of fun to be able to get together and do stuff like that.
Here at Dunbar Hill, the firefighting methods may change, the trucks may change, but one thing that won't change is the tradition of firefighting and the lineage. I'm Chris Gamlin.
You've seen the places UNH students enjoy in neighboring areas. Now let's take a closer look at some locations on campus. Our first pin drop takes us to the softball field.
For some, their favorite place may be a secret hiding spot, a park, or maybe even a lookout spot. But for me, it's always been the softball field.
Softball's been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. As a young kid, I dabbled with other sports, as was common of all my neighborhood friends. But softball was always my favorite. I loved everything about the game, especially its competitive element. From the beginning, I was always critical of my performance. I pushed myself to be the best that I could in all aspects of the game. That being said, I've loved more than anything the offensive part of the game. There was and is no greater feeling than hitting the ball right on the sweet spot and driving it into a gap. Another part of the game that I took seriously was the team element. I always focused on being the best teammate I possibly could, congratulating teammates on their triumphs and supporting them through their failures. What I loved most was having them do the same for me. And in that, they shared the same passion and love for the game that I did.
I always aspired to play college softball, and by help of previous teammates, my family, my coaches, a lot of hard work and time dedicated, I've been able to get to where I am today, and I'm so grateful for that. And for everyone who's supported me along the way, I can never thank them enough.
I definitely feel the most at home when I'm on the softball field, because no matter what's going on in my life, when I come out here, I can just relax and play the game that I love. No matter if I have family problems, friend problems, or just a lot of tests and stuff, it's definitely a place that I can come and just relieve my stress and goof around with my teammates, but also focus and work hard in a different aspect than in the classroom.
Although this may be my last year of competitive softball, I'll never forget what the game has done for me, and it'll always be a favorite place of mine.
Crazy. Best place. My favorite place, I would have to say, is Donut Crazy, because it's just, who doesn't love donuts? And it's the perfect place to escape when you're so far away from home, and it's just a great place to visit.
good, and I'm really excited to try it because I've never been to Donut Crazy before. It's a very good donut, and it tastes just like no one. It's really
It's actually really good. I came to Donut Crazy myself and try every other donut on their menu. Donuts aren't just donuts. They have 3 locations. It's a locally owned business. They started out with Shelton, Connecticut and Stratford, Connecticut. And now they just opened one up in New Haven, Connecticut. So for those people at UNH, your donuts are only 7 minutes away, so don't miss out. That's good. But Yummy Donuts isn't the only thing they have. I actually found this today. They have freshly squeezed orange juice. It's so good. Now that's a wrap, guys. Now make your way down to Donut Crazy, because these are all mine.